All right, and we're live. Welcome, everybody, to the Merrimack Minute, Week 5. Special guest on this week. Got to be the winningest coach in Merrimack League history, I would say. Do you even know how many championships you have?
I do. I've got 8 out of the last 13 years as a coach, and I had 1 when I was on Longa, so I guess 9 total. But there were some years there where Frankie Twodowski, Combat had, I was looking back, they had like 7 years in a row they won it. So
I remember back maybe like 2015, I think Boland posted a list of like all the winners from like 96 to present day. And I remember it was Combat had like a 7 out of 8 run or something like that.
Yeah, and that's right around Johnny Raymond had told me that the draft league started in 1998, and I'm looking at it, and Combat won those like 7 in a row from 1999 to 2004.
Wow.
So like the after the first year of the drafts league started, they ran off like 7. But I think you could keep like 8 guys back then.
Yeah, you've seen it all. Like you've seen the draft or the league go from 8 keepers to 1 keeper to no keepers. You've seen it all.
Yeah, well, actually, Maddie, I actually didn't get in the league till 2004 because I had a traveling team, tournament team, and we were playing like in Manchester and in Derry, and so I didn't get in until my daughter was basically born, and that's when I stopped the travel teams and started in Merrimack, mostly full time. So 2004 was about the year when I started in Merrimack in the draft league.
So you're coming up on year 20 then.
Yeah.
We were talking about it last night. A couple other guys. I think Maddie's been in for 23 years. RJ was saying he's been in for 20. So a lot of new faces in the league, but a lot of guys that are vets for sure.
Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't even really introduce you yet, but Todd Anderson on with us today, coach of Monahan. Obviously, just read off his resume. Very impressive. Welcome to the Merrimack Minute, TA.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And you'll notice that Colby Boulay is not here. He had some work to do today. He might be joining us. He might not. But we're going to try to keep this to about 45 minutes or so. I hope everyone else is excited as I am for the Celts tonight. Big series. It's been a while since the Celts have been in the finals. So any thoughts on the Celts series? What are you thinking?
I'm going to say Celtics in 7.
I definitely think it goes 7. I think.
Yeah.
The Celtics, they're great on the road. They're great on the road, but the Warriors are great at home, and the Celtics aren't great at home. So it'll be interesting.
I got a customer for work who's got season tickets, and he kept offering me. He's only got 2 seats. He kept offering me to go for the Heat series, and I just never worked out. But I've got my fingers crossed. He maybe offers me one for one of the finals games.
There you go.
So we'll see.
Better you than me, because I'll never go to another playoff game in my entire life. But let's jump into it. So we got through week 5. We're going to take a look at the games. Hopefully Colby will be in here in time for when we make our picks. Technically, this was our last round through the schedule was last night. So through game 7, but the 2 rainouts. So this should have been, everybody's played everybody once by now. So definitely starting to see some separation in the standings. We'll take a look at that today. But let's just go ahead and jump in. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Let's see. All right. So only 1 game this week. Obviously, we had Memorial Day off. I actually had a lot of guys. I don't know about you. A lot of guys that were bummed that we weren't playing on Memorial Day. A lot of guys that are hungry to play.
Well, I mean, you got to admit it's sort of been a weird start to the season, right? Like it's like we're probably averaging 1 game a week. Like it's been
bad because of the rainouts, and obviously last night was. I feel like every week I'm talking about rainouts on here.
Yeah,
it was another one where some people wanted to play, some people didn't want to play. Thank God we didn't call it, because it ended up being not a perfect night for softball, but definitely if we would have called it, we would have been looking back at that night in September being like, man, we screwed up.
Well, and we get into a little bit of a jam too, because we only have, so many at the end of the year, and then we're running into World's time, and it gets cold, and so it's a tough balance.
Yeah, no, it's great that we built in those games at the end of the year. I just didn't expect it to be two of the first 4 games to get rained out, and now we're already had kind of half our quota there.
Right.
But luckily, we're able to get the games in last night. I know a lot of people are excited for the Beast of the East this weekend. Yeah, you'll be with us for the Beast of the East this weekend.
Yeah, can't wait.
So hopefully everyone got some good swings in, and good luck. We probably won't talk much about the Beast, but good luck to everyone who's playing this weekend. Let's go ahead and start your first game right off the bat here. Monahan, big win over VIP, 17-14 at the Legion. What happened in this one?
Yeah, I mean, it was 2 teams that were in sort of, desperate need of a victory coming in at, 2-4, both teams. And Cooch's team, VIP, jumped out early and, got the Tommy sort of quick and had a big inning, hit 2 or 3 home runs, I think, in one inning, and got out in front like 11-3. And we put up one. Nothing spectacular. And then I don't know, in the 5th inning, they decided to bring in Cody, the closer, and
I like that.
Had a tough time.
Closer Cody.
Closer Cody in the 5th. And my team, we take walks if they're given to us. And Cody was having a little bit of a tough time throwing strikes, and a walk, a hit, a walk, another hit, and we had a good inning, and the next thing you knew, it was like I think they were up 1 or a tie game going into the 6th, and we put up like 4 in the bottom of the 6th to go up 3, and then held on. They only had 1 home run left, but they didn't end up hitting it. Their team can score. I mean, I was looking at the runs for, and I think they lead the league in runs for, but I think they also lead in runs given up.
Yeah, I think Peterson might have them by a few runs, but it's
Peterson
close.
does.
Yeah.
So they can hit. It's just tightening up that defense, and obviously Cody struggled a little bit throwing strikes, but they definitely had us, and we just had that inning to get caught back up, and the momentum swung, and how when that happens, sometimes it's hard to swing it back the other way, and we were fortunate enough to just sort of hold on.
Oh yeah, I totally get that, and that's also one of those games that you don't get momentum for just that game. Sometimes it goes into future games. It sparks a run. That
was a win we needed bad. Like it definitely, we were sort of down and out, and to come back like that and hang together. Hopefully, to your point, Jim, it sort of catapults us forward a little bit. Moving forward.
Yeah, hopefully not right away because we play you guys on Monday.
Yeah, well, we have a tough week next week with you guys and VFW. So
yeah. So softball Tony in here. I'm gonna have to flash his comment. He's really trying to get this nickname to stick. The mayor of Martel for Cody. Apparently not the mayor of the Legion, but so nice win for Monahan there. Anything else from that game before we move on?
Once again, we do not hit home runs. I think we had only 2 at the Legion. I don't even know if we're averaging 2 a game, but small ball and finding a way to still score some runs. And obviously Tommy always, keeps it close usually. So
yeah, actually we can probably find out right now. Give a little tutorial here, how we do things. Home runs. We can go to team. So you guys have 10 home runs in 7 games.
So not even 2 a game.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. But so we're probably fortunate to have 3 wins with only 10 home runs.
Yeah. So good win for you guys.
But hopefully our power guys are on the DL, and Huey and Craig Longy. Hopefully, those will be some good additions here in the next hopefully month.
Well, and we got about another month still till the trade deadline, so I wouldn't put it past you to make a move at the deadline to get a power hitter. So, what do you think this year with the deadline being farther back than it probably ever has been? You think we're going to see some action at the deadline? It's been pretty quiet so far.
It's been really quiet, and I don't know if it's been lack of effort. I mean, I've been talking to a few people and just can't come to terms. But you would think it would, but I don't know. Maybe people like their teams or it's just, they want too much for what they want to get, right? Like
definitely. It's definitely a lot of that. because as you start building relationships with these guys, it's different before the draft, but as you start, you start building a team chemistry, and like take my team, for example, like if teams are offering me trades, my team's playing really well right now, regardless of who it's for. I would be worried that it would mess up the kind of the mojo of the team.
Sure.
And it's like, all right, what does that tell the rest of the guys on the team? Like, I'm just trying to ship them out. I feel like a lot of the times in previous years, trades after the draft have been mostly like somebody's pissed about where they're at. And we got to make a move. Last year was really the first time at the deadline there was kind of some strategic moves. But it's always weirder trading a guy after the season's already started. But,
right. But
so we'll move ahead here onto the 6:30 Martell game last night. Torromeo with another win here, 14-9 over Phantom Gymnastics. I think Mitch was telling me in this one, both teams combined after the fourth inning, both teams combined for one run in this game.
Wow.
Yesterday. So looks like they went pretty quiet. We had some really quick games last night, but Torromeo, another win. Pretty impressed with Coach KP so far this year.
Absolutely. I think he's got to be right. As much as it pains me to say it, he's done, he came to the draft. He had his A game on and wasn't drinking. And, we did a bunch of mock drafts and I drafted in his spot. And it wasn't easy. And he did a hell of a job with the team that he drafted. And they're doing really well. They got a good team. They still got Dave Campbell in the wings. So
not only do they have a really good team on the field, they have a lot of great characters that kind of go together to build that team chemistry. A lot of good team guys on that team, Doug LaRich, Tony, Belrose, George, basically every guy on that team is Wesson. So KP's doing a really good job so far. I've seen other coaches get out to good starts before though. And all it takes sometimes is one of those games like you guys just won to be on the wrong end of one of those to see what happens to the ship there. But great start for them so far. I don't think I have much else from that game. I think Palavicius hit another 2 homers. So he's pitching, he's hitting home runs, he's coaching. Pretty good year for him so far.
Definitely.
Yeah. So probably one of the better games on the schedule from
back to Palavicius. So he's probably due for a trip to Cabo or something here soon, right? Like
oh yeah, like a vacation where he's just goes missing. Yeah. So this next game here, 6:30 Twardowski, probably on paper the best game for the slate yesterday. Peterson keeps rolling. Another win, 23-19 over VFW.
I still have not even seen them play. It's been, I haven't been at a few games. Then when I have been, I haven't been at the right field, so I haven't even seen Peterson play yet. But they're scoring runs and
yep. I was in the same boat as you. I hadn't seen them at all because I missed a few games as well. I hadn't seen them till we played them last week. They were missing a few guys, so we were able to get a win. But the team for me, I haven't really seen play is Phantom. I haven't seen them play at all. I missed the game that we played against them. But I like what J-Ro's doing. He's doing a really good job getting the boys together. He's mixing guys in and out. Doing a good job.
Definitely. I heard he had a big home run in that game.
I think I saw like they spread their home runs out pretty well too. I think they had 4 guys that had one. But yeah, it looks like it was kind of back and forth a little bit, and J-Ro hit a big one and ended up pulling out the W. But J-Ro was telling me there's a very interesting play in this game that one of the new guys on his team, it was a 3-1 count, and Johnny threw a pitch to him like high and inside, and the guy just like brain fart bunted it back to Johnny, to the point where like everyone was confused, and like the umpire didn't call it an out, and like he literally ran it out and got thrown out at first. But never seen a bunt in softball in my life.
Wow. Yeah.
But it's just one of those things. I can understand as the umpire not, making that call, because how often do you see that?
Sure.
Never.
Yeah, never.
Oh, look who it is.
We're back.
He's back.
What a day.
Welcome to the pod. How you doing, bud?
I'm doing all right. A little running around, but we made it back.
Hey,
just in time for the minute. Hey, TA, how we doing, buddy?
Good.
Happy to have you.
I've often thought too, Jimmy, how many times the ball will come in and it's a ball, but a batter will still just sort of swing like
Yeah, just so they don't walk, like guys that hate walking. And
Well, not even that. Like they just sort of, a random almost swing. It's like they could almost call it a strike, right? Because
okay, so
like those little like pump fake swings.
well, no, it's like the ball has already landed, and it's it definitely was clearly a ball, but the batter just sort of like almost takes like a little practice swing, like after the ball just hits the ground, and it's almost like, wow, that could have almost been a strike. But
I've said the same thing. I'm like, oh, he swung.
Yeah, he swung, right? Like,
yeah.
We had a guy on my team last year, Phil, who was notorious for that, like taking a pitch, but he would go to like hit his cleat with the bat while he was taking the pitch at the same time, and I'd be like, Phil, it looks like you're swinging. Like, you're gonna get called for swinging on one of those. But looks like I got some bad info, but Benny's gonna clear it up for us. He didn't run it out. It was eventually called a dead ball. He just kind of stood in the batter's box. But Colby, I don't know if you heard that, but just bunted a ball back to the pitcher.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of the guys on J-Rose team just bunted it. Like
classic.
Like not even to like get a hit, just to like get it back to the pitcher, I guess. I don't know. But
that's weird.
I mean, technically, is that an out for not breaking your wrist?
Yes.
Should be. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's tough too when it's like ball 4. It's just like you take it out there in a game where it's a 4-run game. I don't know at what point of the game it was, but Colby, great timing because we are just wrapping up that Peterson VFW game. So the next one on the docket is the A&D NHI game from last night. A nice 2-run win for you boys. Yeah.
It is a nice 2-run win, but we absolutely, including myself, like let them back into this game. In the 6th inning, I think it was, we had a 10-run lead and gave up not 10 runs. So that was no bueno, especially we had Dugas on the bump last night. And for someone that's absolutely never pitched before, he did everything that I asked him to and just threw strikes. Like I was like, listen, we're not expecting the world out of you. We're going to put up runs. We're going to play the defense. And he did that. And he walked a few people, but nothing extreme and kept us in the game. And but luckily our offense has been turned on the last few games and we kept it going. And that was huge for us.
Yeah, I think my 3 big takeaways from that game. One is Dugas on the mound did a fantastic job. I think he got a few hits too. Was impressed with him. Our boy Mike Hudd, his big debut in Merrimack this year, comes in, just hits 2 dingers.
Yeah,
guy's just
first swing back, the kid's back.
Yeah.
Just quick 2-run jack.
So back. You guys were winning, and he's still like, Jim, trade for me. He wants back on Buckley, but we'll talk about that offline. But
there we go. Right.
Hey, Longy, if you're listening, call Hud and find out what his workout was to get back on the field because it worked.
Yeah, it did work.
Because it worked.
It worked.
Guy was doing cardio every day. He had a lot going on.
And then my third thing from that game last night. What can you say about Tucker Twardowski?
Yes. I knew he was coming.
That guy. That
he's
guy
absolutely
is unreal.
On fire. He just the catch he made, absolutely unreal. I think he's made a total of maybe 3 or 4 outs this season.
So let me run the sequence by you because I was like doing the book for you guys. So he makes an unbelievable like diving catch on a blooper, like kind of like over the shoulder to end an inning, sliding catch.
Calls Danny Popoff.
Calls Danny Popoff, makes this unbelievable catch, comes in, leads off the inning, hits a triple, legs it out to third, scores, goes in to hit for to run for somebody else, and next thing I know, he's sliding head first into third.
Oh yeah,
and I'm like, this kid's just a dirt dog, and he's just
he's
like
a firecracker.
He's an absolute firecracker. He loves softball. Awesome to see. Legacy in the league. So, what a guy.
He swears he's gonna have a statue one day. He's waiting for it,
and he wears that.
right here is his trophy right here, the Twardowski trophy. So
yeah. I mean,
you asked for that, Colby.
I might make him a nice. Yeah, no kidding.
Even better is that he had that Jimmy. That he had the hat on that either his dad or his grandpa wore back in 2000 when they had that run of 6 or 7 in a row.
Like that hat has to be older than him, 100%.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely think so. Yeah.
Man.
He's electric.
He is a guy.
I can't say like enough about him. But like also at the same point, like like we talked about with how last year he was just kind of like a little too green to softball. But the energy was there, the effort was there. And now this year he put in work in the offseason and it's like it's showing.
He's a guy that we are going to see year after year just keep going up the draft board every single year.
Absolutely.
Just because not only is he getting better skill-wise on the field, just a great team guy, going to show up all the time and going to give you everything he's got.
Right, 100%. Gonna want to be involved in every play. He has to run for everybody. He has to, everything. He's awesome.
Oh, like end of the 5th inning, throwing let's goes coming off the field, like hype. He was coming off the field arguing how many home runs the other team had at one point. And he was like, nope, that's 6. And he was wrong. But like he was super into it. Yeah.
Hey, he's going for the W. And I love that about him.
Love to see it.
He's the best.
So anything else from either of you guys on that 7:30 game last night?
No, I mean, I think like it's like again and again and again, just saying the same thing about NHI. Like they are putting up numbers and they're playing strong, and then it just seems like this is how all the games are going for them. Which they had a huge 6th inning, which I was unfortunately not expecting, but it turned out that way. But you know what I mean? Like they just stayed in this game the whole time, and I think that was, just shows how their season's been going. And like at any given time, they could turn this around, and those games are going to go their way instead.
Jimmy, have they won since you were hyping them? I think you jinxed them. I definitely
jinxed them. We'll see it when we look at the standings, but I think they might have won once since I was hyping them up. So, before we move on, the last thing, Andy Lee last night in the field, unbelievable. I saw him make 2 or 3, like unbelievable.
Gross. The catch that he went up for.
Yep.
And then a couple of those balls he snapped off on the ground. Almost had a triple play.
The triple play was so close. Close.
Yeah, it was crazy.
A lot of great defense.
He was on fire.
When he's dialed in and wants to play, there's nobody better.
Honestly, correct. And he was on one last night. But like he cut
a ball ready for this weekend, man.
So well up the middle, that it literally stayed like about 4 feet high.
Yep.
From the minute it left the bat, and Schultz thought he was going to have to play it on a hop, and it almost took Schultz's glove off because he had to like fall down for it.
Yep. Those are the most frustrating. Those are the most frustrating outs as a hitter.
Absolutely stung
on the screws, and it just goes right like on a line and just hangs up.
Yeah.
But I don't know who Big Solo Guy is here.
I was wondering who that was too.
But whoever he is an intelligent person, because this is facts. HUD is a big Buckley guy.
Cool.
So
HUD's my guy.
Okay.
HUD cries that he didn't get picked by me last year, gets picked by me this year, and wants to go to Buckley. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it.
Sick. So last game last night was our game. Maybe the quickest game of the year. I would be surprised if this game took more than 40 minutes.
I almost texted you and asked you if you guys run ruled them at one point, because I couldn't believe that you were already off the field. And
yeah, so I definitely want to get your guys' thoughts on this. But so this was our first almost forfeit this year. Holtz only had 9 last night, and it was kind of dicey getting towards game time. Never good when Dearborn comes up to me as we're making the lineups saying, I think I have 9. And I'm like, oh boy, here we go. But something about when you're playing against 9 and like you're supposed to win, it's a trap. And I was telling the team before the game,
Absolutely.
like I've seen teams with 9 win before that had no business winning. It's just it's a trap, big time trap. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. That happened to me 2 years ago when we were playing Pikachu's team. He only had 9, and it's just one of those things where all of a sudden you see that they're already through the lineup again, and you're like, wait, what? And it just like it takes you by surprise, and then they just kind of get in a rhythm, and it just flies by. It is. It's like has a weird backwards like intimidating effect when that happens.
Yeah, no doubt. 3 years ago, I think we played Karima's team, and we only had 9, and 2 of those 9 were Mark Lilly. And remember that guy Paul that was like 62? He like
Paul. What was the guy's name? I think I know who you're talking about though.
Yeah, he was.
This was a while ago.
Yeah, or
this
actually,
Paul I'm thinking of.
It wasn't Paul. It was another guy, but he was like in his 60s, and him and Lilly were 2 of the 9, and we actually somehow hung around and we beat like Karima's team. To your point, like had no business.
Right. Yeah.
Being close.
Sometimes just the right 9 works, and you get through. Like I said, you get through that lineup, and it's just tough.
And then that has to have an effect on both teams going forward for the season, because that is such an uplifting team win if you win a game like that with 9, and if you lose a game to 9 like that,
it's a little deflating.
That's deflating. That's tough to bounce back from.
It's like, what was I doing? What are we doing here?
Right. But like this game was like really low scoring. Obviously, I think we ended up breaking open in the 5th or actually no, it might have been the top of the 6th or 7th. I think we were only up like 8-4 going into that inning.
Wow.
And we put together a few more, but another win for the boys. Shout out to the 9 guys that showed up for Dearborn's team. They gave us a hell of a run. Grissini is another guy that's just getting better every game.
Yeah, 100%. But I think him and Tor are working together all the time in the offseason.
Yeah. Been very impressed from what I've seen from Grissini so far this year.
Yeah, he's changed his swing to not just be like one cut. He's working it all over the field. It's pretty impressive.
When you can tell, he was very raw 2 years ago when he first started playing. So like he would get burned on some balls in the outfield. You can tell he's had a lot of outfield reps now. He's taking great routes to the ball. He's got a cannon for an arm. Mm-hmm. He's a kid that's just going to keep getting better.
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So that was week 5. Again, next week we'll look at that schedule in a minute, but everyone will be playing who they played on opening night. Let's take a look at the standings. So as I mentioned before, things are starting to separate here a little bit. We're starting to see a little bit of separation. A&D on a 6-game win streak after dropping opening night. They're sitting at top alone. Then it's Torromeo, Peterson, and Buckley tied at 5-2. VFW, Monahan, Phantom VIP, NHI, and then Holtz rounding it out. What are your guys' thoughts so far? Anything that surprises you or anything that sticks out?
I thought coming out of the draft that Colby, you had the best draft of anybody. So I think that you're sort of where I thought you would be based on the team that you drafted. KP's teams, they've got the talent and they're putting it together. So,
right.
And Peterson is, all 3 of those top teams, and Jimmy, you're right there as well.
I think my I guess like kind of surprise is more like that VIP and Phantom are putting up their runs that they are, and they have the talent, and then just certain games are slipping away on them. You know what I mean? So Again, back to the NHI thing, at any given time, that could definitely turn in the season, and those games will go the other way. But I mean, I am a little surprised that they're just struggling, while they're producing so much.
Yeah, and that's the one that sticks out to me is NHI. By no, I mean, we have 20 games left, so by no means are we saying that any of these teams are done. But
no.
The tough thing to me for NHI is this right here: 0-4 in home games.
Right.
That's tough because the second round through the schedule, it's going to be a lot more, away games and stuff like that. So
I think if he was on here and you asked him, it's tough for V to have to coach and pitch.
Yep.
Yeah. 100%.
That's a lot to manage, especially if you have, 14, 15, 16 guys there.
You beat me to it. That's exactly what I was going to say. It's always hard to do that. Not even if you're just pitching, like playing the outfield too. Like it's hard to coach and play regardless, even if you have 11 guys. But once you have 15, 16 and you're thinking about,
it sucks.
What I got to do for subs, it's tough.
Especially when it's like low scoring. Like if you had like 15 guys last night and it's all of a sudden the 4th inning and you have 3 guys you still need to get in or something. That's the worst. That is the worst feeling.
It is the worst feeling because
that those guys are getting one swing or whatever. It's brutal.
Because I don't know about you guys, but I have a lot of players that show up. So I did make it a point that if I have a guy that only got maybe 2 or 3 innings one night, he's going to start the next game and he's going to get, the first 3 or 4 innings. But it sucks when it's like, all right, I started this guy tonight and now it's the 4th inning and he's only hit once so far. I got to take him out or I'm not going to get.
I still got to move him over. Yeah, exactly.
It sucks.
And that's what KP's been saying to your point, TA. It's like he's pitching, he's going and he's taking his shin pads off. He's up to the plate. Then all of a sudden he's ending the inning and he's got to put his shin pads back on. He's got to make subs. He's got to do this, do that. He's saying as a first-year coach, that's easily the hardest thing he's been doing. But I mean, I think luckily for him, he's got, Brett and George, who kind of already know the game and how it works with subs and stuff. He's got enough players that are pretty experienced in getting in and out, knowing what's going on already. Whereas with NHI, I feel like he's got a lot of new guys, so they're not going to take it in their own hands to figure out all right, this is the time to be subbing. This is the time to be doing this or this, and that's, definitely hard to be coaching people up and be getting them in and be doing pitching, etc.
I feel he's got a lot of guys that are all like interchangeable and similar skill set.
Yep.
Yep. The effort's always going to be there with him. Yeah, for sure.
He's got like 6 or 7 guys there that are just like, they're almost the same exact player.
Well, it's funny you say that because I've noticed like every time I've seen their book to do like enter the home runs in games, it's always like Doug LaRich starts and Tony goes in for him, or Tony starts and Doug goes in for him. Like those are kind of like interchangeable guys like that. So
yeah, I've got that on my team too. It's sort of turns out that way too.
Yeah. But definitely.
I got Dugas and I got Dustin, so I get it too.
That's true. That's a good point. No, it is tough with big rosters, but as tough as that is, we had a team play with 9 last night. So if we didn't have big rosters, they would have probably forfeited. So,
absolutely.
We'll figure it out. Unfortunately, and this would happen if we had 15, 16-man rosters. We're getting to the point of the year where some guys are realizing they might have bit off more than they could chew, whether from a schedule perspective or it's just more competitive than they were expecting. Mm-hmm. Guys just kind of naturally start not falling off, but you see 1 or 2 guys, every month or so that just quit. So hopefully we don't have to go to supplemental.
Then it's summer.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else on these standings? Anything else that sticks out to you guys? TA, you guys, I think you started. Now you guys are right in the 3 and 4 range. You got to be happy with that because it looked a little grim at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean we're still struggling to score runs, but
hey, but you're holding close, right? So
yeah.
But yeah, Peterson 166 runs. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's insane. I said something to my guys being like pumped that we're still in double digits for runs against, but I looked at the runs for Peterson and I'm just like, that's I don't know.
I mean, it's got to be over 20 runs a game. It's got to be pretty close.
Yes, I only played 7, so
it's 20, almost 24 runs a game.
Yeah, that's impressive.
You're going to win a lot of games if you're scoring 24. They're giving up a lot of runs too, but
I was just thinking the same thing.
You can give up a lot of runs if you're going to score a lot of runs.
So, right. Exactly. There's a trade-off there.
Yeah. You guys obviously only team that's held teams under 100 so far. So you guys are playing good defense and getting good pitching.
For sure.
We're I feel like this is not the first time, but we're in that weird spot where we're 5-2, but we're like a +2 differential right now. But then you look at Phantom and they're 2 and 5 and they have a +16
and they're plus. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's a consistency thing. You can't go out and put up 30 one night just to go out and put 6 up the next night. You're not going to win a lot of games like that.
I think it's been interesting seeing how many different pitchers there've been. Like I don't ever remember, so many teams pitching so many different guys.
Yeah, for sure.
That's probably a good thing. Especially guys that are like interested in pitching and getting reps. And I know a guy like that pitch last night, Chris Pacheco, he really wants to work at it and play tournaments and stuff like that. And as much as it sucks playing with 9, that's a game he knows he's not coming out as a pitcher. Like you're going to get all the reps in the world.
He's locked in. Yeah.
So, cool. All right. I'm going to ask you guys each for one hot take here. Give me a team either from the top half that you think is going to finish in the bottom half, or a team from the bottom half you think is going to finish in the top half. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think Phantom will finish in the top half.
Okay. Colby?
I like that one too. I think man, I don't know. That's a tough one. I think VIP turns it around. I think they'll finish in the top half.
I had a feeling you were going to say that.
Maybe once they put their helmets on and stop crying, they'll be fine.
I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to pick a team from the top half. I think is going to be in the bottom. I'm going to get crucified for this, but I don't care. I think Torromeo finishes in the bottom 5.
Oh boy.
I just think,
here we go.
Like I was saying before, KP is definitely feeling himself. Good start, but I've seen a lot of teams. I was actually joking with Chad Lawrence. I can't tell you how many times Chad Lawrence teams have been 5-2 on
You're
June
throwing
2nd.
the regional effect on.
I can't tell you how many times Chad Lawrence's team was 5-2 on June 2nd and 7-7 on July 2nd.
Oh boy. Wow.
So I can't wait to get chirped for that one.
That one's gonna sting.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You
get
just got
chirped for that one
regionalized.
pretty hard. But cool. All right, let's get on to some picks.
You just gassed up Brett so much.
Oh, I
even
can't
further.
wait. I can't wait. It was a pretty tactical chirp by me. So
I like that.
I know what I'm getting into.
Smart.
So should we look at home runs or should we get into the picks?
Either one's fine. I'm up for whatever.
Take a look at the home runs real quick. I don't know if you did last week. I actually didn't watch last week's, but
yeah, good thing it sucked. But Hud instantly walked off the field and texted Angelo and said, "Don't worry, we're tied."
Yeah, I did hear him say that. He was pumped that he was tied. But take a look here. So through 7, Gio still at that 2 home runs a game clip at 12. Dustin and KP at 9. So look at that. 3 pitchers right there at the top.
Bang.
Pitching and hitting.
Yeah.
Josh Lee, and then some of the VFW guys that weren't there at the beginning are starting to rise to the top. So
Wesson was 6.
Yeah, all solos.
Yeah, for sure. At least 4 of them.
Yep.
How many does V have?
Let's see.
4? Is that him down in
NHI. V has 2.
Wow.
V has 2. Yeah, Hollywood's got 5 and Andy's got 5. Andy's playing well.
Andy is playing well.
Yep. Just in time for the beast. All right.
You can shut it down on Monday.
So we're gonna get into
Colby. You didn't see my team only has 10 home runs in 7 games, and 4 of them are Ian.
Wow. Bring in the power.
actually, now that I think about that, TA. So you guys have 10 runs in 7 games. Against our team against Peterson last week, we hit 5 home runs for outs. So we technically hit 10 home runs in that one game.
In one game.
Yeah. So taking a look. So last week, again, obviously only one night. So we picked all the games. And would you look at that? The Prez went 5-0 last week.
I think it's cheating that you got to pick all your picks in your own time. I think that's bullshit. Well, because I only
to see my picks before you made your picks.
But I only switched to VIP because our picks were identical, and I was like, well, that's some bullshit. I can't do that.
Ugh,
we should have been snaking. I would have been, no chance. I would have taken the Monahan. Then you would have been like, I think that's some bullshit.
Okay. Well, you can appeal it at the end of the year if you want.
Yeah, I'll send that one right in.
So
who was Big Solo Guy?
I don't know who Big Solo Guy is.
Name yourself.
Yeah.
He just goes tornado drops because of Kyle.
I thought it. I think it might be HUD.
Maybe it's Wesson.
But he said he did swing comment, which means he was in that Peterson VFW game. If you saw that guy swing.
Oh.
That's my little detective work there.
Yeah.
But anyway, so you were 4-1 last week. I was 5-0, and then my boy Venuti was 3-2. But we all got our picks of the week. So I'm gonna go ahead and flash on the ticker here. I'm 18-8 at this point.
Not bad.
Not bad. You're doing well, 16-10. Our guest pickers are 8-5. And then there's only been out of what is that for 10 total pick of the weeks. We're combined 9-1 on pick of the weeks. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Especially when we can't pick our own teams.
Right.
So we'll see how that goes. So let's get into the picks here. Here are the 6 games that we're picking. Do we want to do the pick our showcase game first, or do that at the end like we've been doing it? It's obviously these ones in the black boxes that are in the white.
Let's do it. Let's do it right now.
So right now, all right.
Yeah.
So our choices are either VIP against Torromeo, Peterson against A&D, NHI against Peterson, or A&D against Holtz.
This sucks so bad. I'm not even going to be here next week. So
I feel like I want it to be this Peterson A&D.
I do think I like that one most.
Absolutely.
Because, and one of the bigger reasons is because these other 6 games, neither of those teams are in those. So because if we were to pick one of these two, it's either Peterson or A&D. This way we get both of them.
Right.
So sounds like we're in agreement there. So that will be our bonus.
Most runs against least runs. I like that. Or well,
that's true.
Least
that's a
against.
good matchup. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's got to be it too, right? It's the number 1 versus number 2 team in the league. So
yeah. Who won the first round there?
We lost to Peterson in the opener.
That's their only loss
since. Yeah.
Their only loss of the year. So that's actually good. That's a good call out. I don't know why
I'm pissed. I'm not going to be here.
Shading here, but what am I doing here?
All right. I'm not going to Mexico. I got a big game.
All right. I'll shade that. Oh, Mexico. Nice little vacation.
Samantha just looked over like, what?
All right.
We'll just go Tuesday, honey. It'll be fine.
I don't know why I can't take this. I don't know why I can't do this right now, but there we go. All right. So again, we're gonna do a snake draft here. So first up, Colby, NHI versus Phantom on Monday at the Legion.
NHI hates home, and I think Phantom's gonna put up some runs, so I like Phantom.
Okay, so you got Phantom. I'm gonna go. This is the other thing we got to take into consideration. This is Monday after the Beast of the East. So I got to start thinking about who's playing and who's not, who's out of shape and who's not going to be able to play on Monday. I do think I am going to go with NHI though. I think it's only a matter of time before they bounce back. I would imagine Hayes will finally make his debut for Merrimack on Monday.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. So
big weekend.
TA, we got a tie so far. It's on you.
I got Phantom.
All right. All right.
Angelo doesn't get sore, so that's all that really matters.
Yeah, I mean, he's a beast. So next up, that showcase game, A&D against Peterson. TA, you're up first.
And the coach isn't going to be there? I'm going to go Peterson then. If Colby's there, I take it the other way, but
it's a tough one here.
Give me a lot of credit.
I think Peterson is one of those teams that's going to have a lot of guys that are playing on Saturday and Sunday. I mean, you guys do too, Colby, but I'm going to go with A&D in this one.
What percentage of the league do you think is playing this weekend in the Beast of the East?
Oh, 70 at least.
70%, I would say. I actually dropped a stat yesterday. I would say we have about 175 players total in the league, at least to start, like around the draft. I was saying that of those 175, I would put it at around 80 people that are on D rosters right now. Might be a little high, but it's pretty close. Colby, obviously you're going to go A&D.
Yep, the boys.
All right, next one. The matchup
oh boy,
here. The matchup.
Here we go.
We got Monahan versus Buckley. I believe this is 7:30 Martell, the primetime game. Colby.
TA, what's the news on Hudon? Is he going to be there or what?
He will be there Monday.
Perfect. I'm going Monahan.
All right. Boys.
Buckler.
And
you non-alcoholic bitch.
Yeah, I'm assuming you're going to go. Unless you want to correct me there, TA.
What's that?
You're going to take Monahan or Buckley?
Yeah, Monahan.
Yeah. So last game from Monday night. This is the Twardowski game. Holtz VFW. TA.
I'll take VFW, and I'll take that as my bonus pick.
Oh, I was going to do the same thing. All right.
So
we'll
this. So that's TA's pick of the week. Sounds like Colby's going to take VFW. Yeah, I'm going to take VFW too. Colby.
VFW. Sweet.
All right. On to Wednesday night. Twardowski game. Phantom VIP. This is a nice, interesting little matchup here. I think both of these teams are going to really need a win here. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna go VIP.
I am going to take Phantom here. TA.
I'm gonna go VIP.
VIP. All right. Next up, Legion. This one should be a good one, especially after my take I just had.
Yeah, that's gonna be a big take right there now.
So I'm going to hear about this. That was not intentional, but can't wait to hear about it. Buckley versus Torromeo. TA.
I'm gonna use the bulletin board material and go with Torromeo.
Love it. So
That's right. I like that. Same page.
So TA's got Buckley getting swept next week. I got Buckley in this one. Colby?
I got you getting swept too. Let's go Torromeo.
Yes. Speaking of bulletin board material. Last one of the week. Monahan Vfw. So is this 2 7:30s for you guys next week? That's nice.
I will give you a little insight. Tommy will not be at this one. Okay. He's actually interviewing for a sales job. So I got my fingers crossed he gets it, because we know salesmen usually probably can make most softball games.
It's true. It's true. Colby.
VFW.
With that news, you're taking VFW?
I think VFW's on their way of breaking out anyways.
I'm going to take Monahan here. Billy Martell is back in action. Last time I was on the pod, he swore he was done at Martell, but he's back. He was there with me last night. He's back.
Hey, hot take. Billy quit smoking the other night, I guess. So
really? Billy's
quit
quit a lot
the other night and picked it back up. Last night.
Billy's quit a lot of things since I've known him, and not a lot of them stuck. But Tia, you're still going to go with Monahan here?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a tough game, but yeah.
Dude, big solo guy is definitely like Teddy. It's got to be Ted.
It could be Teddy. He's not here right now, so I guess technically it could be here. And he did hit a solo last night.
Yeah, it's Tedward.
But I still don't understand that he did swing.
Big solo guy.
I did hear that he did swing. That's the comment that confuses me, because we were talking about the bunt.
At the VFW game?
And that was at what, Twardowski? So no one else would have seen that except someone that was there.
Did he hit BP before? I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know. But all right. Well, look at that. 47 minutes.
Not bad. Oh, wait. We got to pick our 2 highlighted games.
Oh, you're right. Let's see. Gotta go see who's playing who.
Can I copy TA? That's where I was going to go with that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. I'm going the same one.
All right. And then, I'm going to go with NHI.
Oh, okay.
Against Phantom at the Legion on Monday. Am I? I don't know if I am, actually. Yeah, I am.
Oh, boy.
It's more pressure now that I'm 4-0 on my pick of the week. So like I'm due for a loss.
Yeah, now you're just going to fire Rich up.
I've already fired up Torromeo. So now this big solo guy is just
all over the place.
I don't even know what he's talking about here. But,
yeah, me neither.
All
Teddy,
right,
go to bed.
Stop sharing my screen. Well, TA, thanks so much for joining us. Any final words for the folks before we sign off?
No, just like we sort of started. Good luck to everybody that's playing in the Beast of the East this weekend, and go have fun, play hard, and hopefully nobody gets hurt.
Thanks, Coach.
Awesome. Thanks, TA. Colby, anything before we sign off?
No, I got nothing. I'm excited to see now that we're entering we're past the first trimester. I'm excited to see how the rest of the season goes. I'm starting to get an identity to teams, and I want to see how teams bounce back from that.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. So thanks everybody for watching. Obviously, go Celtics. Good luck again at the Beast of the East. Stay healthy, and we'll see everyone down at Martell on Monday night.
Have a good night, boys.
All right.
See ya.
See you guys.